Alright, hello everyone, this is going to be an update video for the Maelstrom Arena on a heavy attack sorcerer, which I found makes the fights way easier. So first, let's go over the build. We are using Sergeants and Order's Wrath. Lightning Staff of the Sergeant is going to be critical, as he's going to be doing lots of heavy attacks with lightning based on the sorcerer. A light Slime Craw. I'm using a heavy chest for the sergeant, and the rest is all going to be medium Order's Wrath. And the most important thing is the Oaken Soul Ring. Gives just a ton of buffs. As far as skills go, I am using a scribing skill. Does shock damage, and more importantly, it gives major breach. It'll make the boss fights a little bit easier. If you don't have scribing, Razor Caltrops is another good one to use. Hardened Ward gives us damage ward and heals us, so this is going to be our big secondary burst heal. Never be afraid to spam Hardened Ward when things get tricky. Unstable Wall of Storms, this is going to be an AoE dot. We are focusing on doing lightning damage. Critical Surge, we're using this as our primary heal. We heal through doing damage. So as long as we're doing damage, we're constantly healing. And our Execute, Mage's Wrath. And our ultimate is going to be Meteor. You can use Shooting Star or Ice Comet. We want to use this because it increases the damage of our heavy attacks through the Mage's Guild passives. Our champion points: green tree, doesn't matter what you use. Blue tree, I'm using Fighting Finesse, increases our critical damage, critical healing, which procs our critical surge heals. Exploiter, this is why we're using Unstable Wall of Elements with the Lightning Staff. Sets enemies off balance, increases their damage 10% as a result. Weapons Expert to increase our heavy attack damage. And Wrathful Strikes, just get a little bit more spell damage going. Red Tree, Celerity for a little bit more speed. Bastion makes our wards more effective. Fortified for a little more armor. And Boundless Vitality, a little more health. So if you want to see what this looks like, we're running quite a bit of Magicka. We don't really need to worry about recovery too much, as we're going to be doing heavy attacks restoring it. I am just using normal Crown, Tri-Food, Max Health, Magic Stamina, and I'll be using Crown Tripots, the stores Health, Magic Stamina, just the cheap stuff. And with that, let's get started.
Here comes a likely candidate now.
Do you suppose this one has what it takes?
Contain your hopes, but let's find out.
The...
Alright. First fight, I always start over here. There's going to be add spawn every time here. When you see the portal come up, throw down your Unstable Wall of Elements, get the dots going on them. Whenever your health gets low, you can always use the ward to heal yourself. But we're just going to be mostly heavy attacking and using Unstable Wall. On the bigger enemies, I'll breach them, so they have a little bit more health. Always keep your critical surge up, so you're always healing. And rinse and repeat. There's gonna be a little AoE comes around. It doesn't do too much damage on this build, but don't stand in it for a long time, just kite around it. boss you want to ulti dump. He's going to split up. If his mini doesn't get DPS down, it does heal the boss, but he'll be doing lots of AoE damage, so it shouldn't be an issue. He's going to teleport, breach wall elements, heavy attack, and he should be about to execute. Then you can just hold block while executing, so you're not taking damage. This one, you can use these levers to stop the switches. I don't really bother. I always stay right here in between the two switches. It's going to be our primary thing. There'll be as to spawn to the left and to the right. Just ward through whenever these things, spinny things come around. Again, use elemental blockade on the portal or before the enemies come out. To get rid of these side adds before going over the one that stand in the AoE. It's already taking damage. So be sure to keep your ward up. And after each add wave, reproc your elemental blockade. I'm going to ulti jump this guy right away. Once he gets about halfway down, he's going to ward. And we'll go to the next guy and to the right. Just stay here. Use elemental blockade as long range, heavy attack. And other side. We're just going to keep taking turns. I'll go back to the middle. He's already taking too much damage, so go back to the right. Let him come in close. So what we want to do is we want to group together so we can use our meteor. Then they'll take damage from the AoE once they make up their mind here. Go push him. Alright. Alright, so if this guy come in, we're going to meteor him. Again, use your execute whole block. Doctor Shock map, I stay on this first island until the final boss fight. It's going to be ad spawning on all three sides again. I'm going to put down my AoEs for the first one and look to the left and right, kill those guys with my heavy attacks. We're circling back to the middle one, then reapply dots each time. Ulti dump this queen's pet. And I'll kill this other guys quick. Strangers will pull you in, so the closer ones you should DPS them down. Use ulti on her and then go to the other guys. Kill that strangler. And try to stay out of these AoEs as much as possible. Oh, this water does electrocute you. You don't want to stand in that either. Boss fight's coming up, so I'm not going to use my ultimate. Kill that strangler. The boss fight, I'm going to move up one island to closer to her spawn point. All elements, breach, ulti. Make sure you pop ward, especially for those screams. Reapply dots.
I would kill anyone for my queen.
And execute while blocking. So that's Flywheel. Big thing to keep a track of is these little spheres are going to go to the center, and to get to the center they're going to ward and make a lightning storm. So our goal is to find them and kill them before they get to that point. There's going to be a bunch of little ads spawn all over the place. There's that little sentry's the guy who is your priority target. These guys are just kind of running around and killing them with heavy attacks as they find them. This is a mini boss, so we'll breach them quick. Sentry behind us.
If I paid for this, I'd want my money back. This one is the truth. I need healing. Aid me.
The sentries will continue to spawn even between waves. See, sentry got loose. Breach him and put wall elements on him, and then he goes down.
You see that? That's action.
Other one got by.
my brethren.
Sentry spawning. Alright. This boss, save your ulti until he stops, as he's gonna move around, but still kind of lead him with your ball of elements. And stay in this little circle and heavy attack. You should be able to ignore everything else. Just keep your ward up if you're taking damage. He's gonna stop here in a sec. He's gonna reapply dots. Ultimate. Execute. Ice is deadly here. It snares you and makes you take a crap ton of damage, so don't go in it if you don't have to. Stay in this first iceberg for pretty much the whole fight until the boss fight. Enemies will spawn on all 3 icebergs throughout the fight. These trolls, if you let them live or if you don't interrupt them, they will destroy ice platforms. Don't panic if he does, because they'll respawn after each wave. It's more important to keep on top of them for the final boss fight. So you'll need all 3 platforms for the boss fight. The rest of these fights we're just gonna hang out up here.
Hunted one, now you die.
I could ultimate her, but she does fast enough.
Now it comes. I've been waiting.
If your health ever gets down to 50%, just stop what you're doing and hit ward. You never want your health to get below 50% while in Maelstrom. Other trolls spawning.
So far, so good. But the worst is yet to come.
Definitely use your execute even before they're at 20%. So you have about 3 seconds to get them down under 20% for it to proc. I'm gonna save my ultimate right now, but you could probably use it on this guy as you're not gonna use it right away on the boss. The main boss, we're going to start here, we're going to go there, and we'll end there. This one you want to focus the ads before the boss. As the lower his health goes, the more ads spawn. And now it's going to be very important to pay attention to the trolls. When you see that red flash, it's time to move. Troll. We're going to save our ultimate for that last iceberg. We're going to try to burn the boss down very fast once we get to that final iceberg. See the red flash, it's time to go. Get some of these ads down. Make sure your ward is up at all times. There's a lot of damage here. Alright, we're gonna ulti, breach, ward. Heavy attack in, ward. And then we're gonna execute. And hold block while executing. And ward. Always ward.
Challenger succeeds. We have a winner.
So when you kill horvers, either near these web pylons or after you kill the horvers, synergize and throw it onto a web pylon. Always want to make sure there's at least a few that are open, because when the swarm of little spiders come, you need to have a pylon that's lighted up, and it'll disrupt those little spiders. When you have all the pylons released, it will stun all enemies here, but then all the pylons get webbed again. A lot of times I'll just leave one that's not webbed for the whole fight and then use it at the very end for the final boss. So now I got all these little spiralines to go to a lighted one. Then keep an eye out, there's going to be a spider that comes up and re-webs the pylon. So you always want to keep moving your camera around looking for that spider.
Let's get this over with.
So you see I move in a circle a lot because I'm always keeping an eye out. Is there a spider trying to web one of the pylons? Right there.
I love the anticipation.
So right now it looks like I have 3 pylons that are webbed. So after this spider attack, I should probably unweb one of them. There's another spider. I'm going to go over, just do a quick light attack, get into a pylon, heavy attack him. Another web spinner.
Now we'll see some real action.
Actually, it looks like just down to 1, so I'm just going to save that for the final fight. All the spider leaves out, we find a lighted pylon, they'll disperse. Don't even bother attacking the little spider lanes.
Arena, there's nothing like it in all of living. Ready to die, mortal.
Web spinner. only one spider landed.
Maelstrom Arena. Nothing like it in all Oblivion. So far, so good. But the worst is yet to come.
Oops. Whoever got too close to the web. So now I gotta focus on finding Horvers again. So there's one. Bring him over to the web. Get that web spinner. Web spinner. So it's not necessary to stun the boss with these, but it just makes the fight a lot easier. It's just really important that you have at least 2 of these that are not web, so you can always counter the spider lane attacks.
Dare attack my children?
I still have one on the spider lane up. I'm gonna ignore the other guy. Just focus on the boss. And then I was able to get the stun off so I can again just focus the boss. Don't worry about the other guys. Get her down to about 20 and execute.
I will silence you and these devices.
This fight drags on. She does get stronger unless you stun her with that. But you got enough DPS, you can kind of ignore all that. This is the hardest arena. It's going to be these poison plants come up. You get poisoned, you have to go to one of the pools on either side. You only get 2 per round, so be careful not to get poisoned too much. You can force them to pop by walking near them and then roll dodging out, but if you don't time it right, you'll get yourself poisoned. And when we're looking at all these ads, these venom shots are going to be the biggest priority. If they do their heavy interruptible attack, they will one-shot you, so you need to kill them or interrupt them before they can get that off. Trolls are a little annoying, so they like to throw rocks at you. And then they get bigger and briefly become immune to damage. Other thing to watch out for are these little platforms. There'll be something called a venom color comes up. The venom color that comes up, he makes all these poison plants explode. So right now, you see everything turns green. So you need to find the venom color, then go back to venom shots.
Are they fighting?
So you got that venom color up. And then venom color also makes these poison plants spawn more frequently too. I try to use wall elements when I see these portals come up. Make everything go down faster. That's a venom shot. He's your priority. Let's go another one behind us. And another venom collar. See, I just got poison there, so I got cleanse. I'm going to use my ulti on this guy. Avoid those AoEs and keep your ward up. Whenever these venom shots are up, it's really critical that you keep a ward up. So they hit pretty hard. In this round, we're going to see a whole bunch pop up of these venom shots. So right now we have 3 of them, so try to get one down, but I would actually say getting one venom shot down is more important than a venom collar. But with the Oaken Soul Ring and the one heavy, you can actually survive. Venom shots, big attack if you have a ward up and if you're blocking. He was able to get it off on me there. A 2-bar build, that would be instant death. And no venom color. And final boss, he's going to spawn on the left side. I'm actually going to save my ulti here. There's going to be 2 ads to spawn besides the venom collar that just came up. You see, you have 2 options. You can kill one and hide underneath the other one's shield, or you can just bash him when he does that. Usually I go for the just hang out underneath the shield, but that time it was too close. Oops, and there's death. This is why you always have ward up. If you have less resistances, you don't want to get too close to him because that chomp is really deadly. Alright, so this time I'm going to hang out with this guy. Do not leave this little bubble or you will die. Basically, you got free reign, and then when the bubble ends, kill that mender. Another venom collar spawning. But I always keep ward up on this fight. This guy will chomp your head off. Enter and execute, hold block while you're hitting execute. This round is comparatively easy compared to that last one. And keep in mind here, there are some ads that need to be interrupted or killed right away. This will do this spinning fire attack. That right there needs to be interrupted right away. And then the boss fight for each round, you'll have to kill one of these 3 pillars that are on the side. So in this case, it's this one. Kill that. The boss is invulnerable until you do that.
Pay attention, you laugh. You might learn something.
That's basically the same thing for the first 3 rounds. So always keep these guys in your screen so you can interrupt them. So we got boss up, so we have to kill one of those pillar things. Don't forget your ward. The round's not over until the ads die too.
There's more where that came from.
Because your heavy attacks do a little bit AoE splash damage, I tend to target the ad that has the most health. The other ones will take damage and have a good chance of dying just from your splash damage.
Next bout should be memorable.
This one will have a different boss. This one's boss is going to be a Dragon Knight, but mostly the same. Just this time he's got like some Dragon Knight mechanics, like the chain to pull you in, so it's just a little bit more annoying. Everything else more or less the same. Apparently I didn't finish it. I'm gonna save my ultimate here because the final boss is next. Just keep an eye on these 2 ads. And the boss, we gotta do all 3 of the Warden Stones. Be ready to unload on the boss right away after the 3rd one. You'll probably have to do 2 rounds of this. Unless you have a lot of DPS. I don't have quite enough. Walk through that. And there is going to be an ad that spawns during this second wave too. So just keep in mind, if you don't kill the boss very fast, you might have to go interrupt this ad.
Sorry it's over.
And get to the final stage.
Now you will be tested.
Bunch of just a little mechanics here. First phase is just killing stuff. thing to remember. Stay away from these white ghosts. They slow you down and do a little bit of damage to you. Avoid letting these gold ghosts get to any ads. They strengthen the ads. If you absorb 3 ghosts instead yourself, you actually get a little synergy you can use that stuns everything. That can be helpful at times. Big thing is just don't let them get to the ads. Just makes the fights drag on too long. And then always block through that fire. Oh, and there's our archer here, needs to be interrupted. We'll prioritize the gold ghosts when they come out. They make a little sound when they come out, so that's your signal to look for them. You got a spectral explosion, so I can just stun everything right now. Give you a chance to get all your buffs back up. I hear it goes, so look around for it. Keep a ward up when you see this guy. You can either block through the fire attack or kite around it, but keep your ward up either way. So yeah, I'm trying to keep my crit surge up as much as possible so I can heal through the damage I'm taking here. And here are ghosts, prioritize that. You only have about 15 seconds before a spectral explosion runs away. You can extend the timer though if you find another gold ghost before it expires. I'll reset the timer. Just gonna ulti here as we got some annoying ads up. The ghost starts getting away from you, roll dodge. You can generally hesitates before it hits the ad, so if you can roll dodge into it, you'll still absorb it. And this one, you do not want these guys to get to the middle and start summoning the ritual. You got a little bit of leeway for time, but if you give them like 15 seconds, they will spawn a big old mini boss that's a real pain in the butt to deal with. You'd rather just not deal with it. Spectral explosions, I hate Daedrus. And these guys that do the rituals spawn at the very outside, so you do have quite a bit of leeway. Round 5, we're going to have Daedrus and another ad, and then we're going to have a mini boss. I'm just going to block through that, keep my ward up. Then me boss gonna come out and we're gonna ulti dump him as soon as he's vulnerable. Alright, ulti, ward. He will do a flame wall. Or block through it. He's gonna spawn a whole bunch of adds. 2 of them are archers. So if you don't kill him fast enough, make sure you're paying attention to where those archers are. So you can interrupt them. Also pay attention to where those gold ghosts are. So right now this guy needs to be interrupted. And I'm actually pretty see. Grab in quick. Use our spectral explosion now to finish him off. And the final boss fight. Final boss, you'll be able to do a little bit of DPS, and then he's gonna pull back his arms and he's gonna throw a skull at you. You need to block that when he does that. Just gonna dump everything I got him right now. He's pulling back, so just hold block when you see that. If you got enough DPS, you can ignore these ads and just keep getting him down to 67%. Just make sure you ward through that Daedrith. And then we want to find one of these lit up pads. And we want to kill the little clan fear over it. I'll let us go upstairs to do the second phase of the fight. Use the portal. You want to kill these 3 crystals. First time he's going to throw 1 skull at you. So he holds his arms back like that. That's your time to block. Just that 1 crystal. Hide behind this moving wall. But keep attacking these crystals all the time. And now he's going to do 2 skulls, so block. And go back to DPSing and watch for him to pull his hands back again. Right now, we block. Now we're going to look for the wall. The wall's on that side. I'm going to go catch up to it. If you don't get behind the wall, he'll knock you off. And then after you get this last crystal, he's going to knock you off too. To avoid that a little bit, you can just roll dodge beforehand. Before he knocks you off into the lava. Ghosts are going to be priority again here. If he gets 3 gold ghosts, he will kill you. Also keep an eye on what's going on in the ritual circle. We're just kind of seeing all the ads, waves, and all the different mechanics all at once. He's still going to throw skulls, so keep an eye on him for when he pulls his hand back. Also, sometimes when he ports, he does this ability to be interrupted. That gets your 3 skulls, synergize, and then you can just finish him off. And that's that. This takes practice learning where things spawn and what to look out for mechanics, but the heavy attack arc makes it way easier. And see how we did. We died 1 time, 46 minutes. So, could be better, could be worse. If you got any questions, let me know in the comments. And it just takes practice getting this fight down.